Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. What should we talk about? Do you guys notice something a little different? Something a little bit shinier on my left hand? Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell by the description and by this little shiny thing on my wedding finger, marriage finger, I am now officially engaged. Yes, you guys, I am officially an engaged man. I am off the market officially. I mean, I was before, but now it's confirmed. I am someone's one and only for the rest of our lives. I know it is so freaking crazy to still wrap my head around the fact that I am engaged. I know a lot of you guys are just as shocked as I am. I'm still kind of processing it 2 weeks later, but it is such an overwhelming emotion of mixed feelings, good feelings, no negative feeling. Trust me when I say it is one of the most beautiful and greatest things that has ever happened to me. So if you guys follow me on my Instagram, you guys definitely saw my post saying that I got engaged to. It was a video, it was pictures, it was Instagram stories, it was a whole abundance of stuff kind of showing you guys that I did indeed get proposed to and I did say yes. So you guys, so my fiance now, that is still kind of taking me some getting used to because it is something that I am not used to. I've been referring to my fiance, Jimmy, as my boyfriend for the past 2 years, over 2 years. And to refer to him as my fiance now is a little different, but I will definitely get used to it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. It's still very fresh and new, so forgive me if I do refer to him as my boyfriend throughout this video. It's honestly an honest mistake. I don't mean to. It's just something that I again, need to get used to. So guys, when I say I did not expect this, I did not expect this. If you saw the video on my Instagram, you can see how genuinely shocked I looked. I had people asking me, you know, you looked confused, you looked like you wanted to say no, or you just looked like you were not into it. That wasn't the case at all. I was literally genuinely, the best way I could describe it is shocked, like genuine shock, because I wasn't expecting it at all. I was totally blindsided. I was convinced by him in recent events that he did not want marriage anymore. He didn't believe in it. He just was kind of in this relationship just to be in the relationship, and kind of that was it. Because when he and I first started dating, a couple months into the relationship, he sent me this really cute picture, and I will put it here. And in the picture, he stated that this would be us in 2021. And I held on to this picture, the thought of it, the thought of marriage with him since then. Like, I'm like, okay, this is a man I'm gonna marry. And for me, I knew if I was gonna date anyone going forward, it was gonna be to be with them, not just to date, not just to have someone, you know, by my side and, you know, someone to hang out with and build memories with. No, I was dating someone to build a life with. And I did see that happening with my now fiance. So when he said that, that's, for me, was like hard eyes, like for days. Like I was like, yes, this is what I want with him. Like I was convinced. Fast forward a couple months, you know, maybe even a year, some things happen down the line, and you know, relationships, things happen. You know, we go through the good, through the bad, the ugly, a whole bunch of shit. You know, if you're in a relationship, if you've been in a relationship, which I'm sure all of you have, and if you guys are in a relationship like he and I are in, so a relationship that's very serious, you go through stuff. And you know, some things were said, and I remember I brought up the idea of marriage and just, you know, kind of talking about it, and he convinced me, saying like that's something he didn't want anymore. And for me, like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, then why are we together if you don't want marriage? Because that's what I want. So I was convinced that it wasn't gonna happen, and the idea of marriage with him, in my eyes, was gone. And I was just in a relationship just to be in a relationship, you know, maybe a long life relationship with no marriage at the end. You know, that happens for people. It wasn't for me, but it does happen. So he was kind of very strategic about the way he did it. He was honestly very genius about it, because he made me believe again, like it wasn't gonna happen. So the reaction you see in the video was the genuine reaction. I was literally like, deer in the headlights, like what is going on? This isn't happening. It's a joke, it's a prank. I'm gonna like be super mad, and I'm gonna like swing at him if this is really like a joke. So on that day, going back to about 2 weeks ago, the 27th of October. So on that day, we had planned to go to his family's house so that we can celebrate his twin nephew's birthday, which was on that actual day or the following day. I really don't remember, but that's what I thought was gonna happen. So I come home, he happened to be off of work that day, and I'm kind of getting ready, not putting anything extravagant on, as you can see in the video. Literally a plaid shirt, some busted denim, and some busted Converse. And as I'm getting ready to leave, or as we're getting ready to leave, he's like looking at me and he's like, why are you getting so dressed? Like, who are you gonna go see? I'm like, first of all, we're gonna go see your family, so I want to look somewhat presentable. Second of all, this is not dressed up. You've seen me dressed up. So already for me, I didn't think anything of it, but I knew he was tripping. I'm like, okay, you're being weird, whatever. We're driving there and I'm starving. Like I am just, again, I had just gotten out of work, so I really hadn't eaten anything. So we hit like kind of traffic, we're driving, and all I'm thinking in my head was like, I hope his sister is making her mac and cheese. She makes the best mac and cheese. That's all I was thinking about, is that she made mac and cheese. So we get there, and to make a long story short, you guys obviously haven't been to his family's house, so I won't even explain it, but we kind of went in through the garage that leads into the living room, and then said hi to everyone. You know, his sisters are there, his nephews and nieces, and then off to the side, the family room is where they kind of had everything set up. And that's what you see in the video, is me walking, because they call me over. And the first thing I see are balloons, but not like party balloons, like silver, white, wedding balloons. And I see flowers, but not like any ordinary flowers. They're like wedding flowers. And then I see little groomsmen decorations, and then I see pictures of us. And honest to God, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, we're celebrating our anniversary, but everyone's like here to celebrate. And then I was like, okay, no, this doesn't feel like that. It feels like a proposal. And then I'm like thinking in my head, the next thought was, okay, he's gonna prank me, legit, because that's something he would do. That's something my fiance would do, is think it's funny to like fuck with me and get a good laugh out of it at my own expense. So I'm thinking, I'm like, if this pranks me on our anniversary, I will literally kill him or kill me. I don't know. I would be so livid. So that wasn't the case. He gets on one knee and I'm just like, whoa, like this is really happening. And I remember looking back, and you see it in the video, I look back and I look at his family and they're all with their phones out, smiles for days. And then when I knew it was real, you guys, it's gonna sound super cheesy. When I knew it was real was when I looked at Jimmy, my fiance, in the eyes, and I've seen every expression this man has to offer, angry, sad, others, but that reaction, the look in his eyes, the smile, was a emotion I've never ever had seen on his face. It was a mixture of nervousness, fear, excitement. His eyes started to water, and that's when I was like, oh my God, he's really proposing. And I was like, yes, of course, duh, like, you know I want this. And that's what it was. It was just like, oh my God, this actually happened. And we just hugged, and then everyone starts cheering, we start eating, there's champagne. And immediately after I said yes, my first thought was my family. Like, my family's super, super duper supportive of me, my fiance, just me as who I am, a gay man. They've always been accepting. They've always been for who I want to date. Like, they don't give a fuck about who I date. But throw marriage into the situation, that kind of, you know, switches things up a little bit. You know, marriage is a very serious thing. The first thing I thought was my family, pretty much my mom. In all honesty, I thought about my mom because that's the one person I've always thought of. Like I've said before, I've always wanted to get married. Always. I want to have a family, I want to have children, I want to have a husband, I want to have, you know, the dream. But I've always thought, you know, I picture my sisters, I picture my brothers, I picture my grandma, I picture everyone at the wedding. The only person that I found hard to picture was my mother. She was the first person I thought of. That's the only person I kept thinking of. And immediately after, I don't remember if I told my fiance, like my mom or like my family. And when in reality, the night before, he had actually called my mom and asked for her blessing to ask me to marry him. So when he told me that, he actually showed me the text, which I also put on my Instagram, but I will pop it up here. This text message was sent after the phone call that they had. So in the phone call, their discussion was, he called her and he's not great with words, you know, I love you, Jimmy, but you aren't the best with words. So he calls her and says, hey, I don't know how to say this, but what mom is not gonna think my child's dead, my child's in prison, my child this like is in the worst condition. Any mom's gonna freak out just hearing those words. But then he went on to say, I want to ask, I don't know what he said exactly, but I know the gist of it was him asking for her permission to ask for my hand in marriage. And she said yes. She was like, oh yes, of course, I thought something happened to him, da 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 da. And I think the conversation was very fast. That's why she sent the text saying like, I'm so sorry, I was like nervous or whatever she said in the text. But she was happy and she was accepting. She probably almost had a heart attack because she thought I was probably dead, but that wasn't the case. So after you guys, after I said yes and after we started celebrating, again, like I said, it was an overwhelming mix of emotions. I felt nauseous, I felt happy, I felt sick. Remember, I was hungry. Hunger went out the door. I was not hungry what the fuck soever at all. I couldn't even drink the champagne because I was like literally shaking and everyone was like asking me like, are you okay? Are you happy? And I was like, I'm just like, what? Like what just happened? Like how did this happen? I thought we were here to celebrate the twins. Now I have a ring on my finger. It was just so much to take in, but it was a very great moment. It was the most beautiful moment that I've ever experienced. In all honesty, it was just like, what? Someone wants to marry me? Like, you know, I know he loves me and I know, like it just was a lot and I'm just gonna keep fucking blabbing on, so I'm gonna stop there with that. But yeah, so then after, I was happy, I was excited. I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is what I've wanted my entire life. Well, not entire life, but you know, since I've been a grown adult, I've always wanted marriage. I want the, you know, perfect life with the perfect man, which I know I have. You know, we both have our imperfections. I have imperfections like a mother. He has imperfections for days. We honestly are completely different in so many ways, yet we're so fucking similar, which is why it works. You know, I've always said, and before, like people would always ask me before, like, what's your type? What kind of guys do you like? Physical, all of that, like, and I've always said I don't have a type. I really don't, ever. And I think that's what's led me to be with him, if that makes sense, because I've never been like, okay, well, I'm looking for this race, I'm looking for this height, I'm looking for good teeth, you know, all that's great, but if you have this idea of what you want your significant other to look like, I hate to break it to you, but you are gonna be alone for a very, very long time, because as much as you may be looking for a perfect cookie cutter ideal person, they're probably looking for something similar and it's just not gonna work. So for us, the way we met, I will make a future video on that because this would be too much of a long video. It's a great story, it's a crazy story, but it just happened. And this is one more thing that I always tell people. The best relationships will happen when you least expect it. I'll repeat that again. The best relationships will happen when you least expect it. Stop going out and trying to find a relationship. If you're about going and hooking up and doing your little like dating apps and shit like that, do you. But if you're looking for a serious, committed, faithful relationship, it'll come to you. We have the best families, we have the best family values, we have the best communication, the best loyalty, like anything you would want in a relationship, he and I have. And it's not even about being a gay couple, a straight couple, like it does not matter. A good relationship is a good relationship. Whatever idea that may be for you, whatever. But just believe me when I say the best relationships happen when you least expect it. So yeah, you guys, that is the story of my engagement. How it happened, how it went down, how unexpected it was, and how genuinely shocked I was, but at the same time very happy beyond words. It just feels really good, you guys, just to end this year on such a positive note. I know we still have about 2 more months to go, but just looking back at how this year started and what it's progressed to, at least for me, you know, there's still a lot of things that need improvement and things that I wish were better, but big things like this make the biggest difference in, you know, in such a crappy year, to make it easier for you guys to understand. but it definitely has been the craziest year, but also one of the most rewarding in a way. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of explain to you guys a little bit better on how it happened and how great it was. But yeah, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, thank you for watching this video, and I'm super blessed, super happy, and thank you guys a million times. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you for all the people who reached out to me and sent me their congratulations, their love, their support overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, share it if you want, but definitely subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.